You know, the money gonna come if you do something that you really love and you're good at it.
So is there any level of sanity that you have to have for that? Because I mean, you know, sometimes you can be chasing your dream and it might get to that 10-year, 15 mark and you're like, hey, is this shit gonna happen for real, bro?
But that's what it is when it pay off. Think about it, most of us give up, or go to jail, or get killed, or whatever, give up on our dreams when it might take a little longer, but that payoff is gonna be so big. Like that's what it was with me. The payoff was so big that it didn't matter. And the competition for me was real, because you had like Tupac, Biggie Smalls, you know, the Ghetto Boys, and people would tell you like, you never gonna make it. You never gonna get that opportunity. And I'm like, nah, I'm gonna, you know, I really live this.
You know what I'm saying? Something, you know, more people out here can relate. Everybody out here wasn't in the streets like that. What's the one thing?
People think it's just about changing, being in the streets. No, I had to change my mindset. Like my mindset needed to change for me to be successful, because I couldn't take that with me and be successful. You know, when I got in the game, I had to figure out what I was gonna name my company first thing. So by me being on the streets hustling, I could have called it Hustle Man, Dope Man, Wreck, whatever. That was gonna catch up with me in the end. And I'm like, that can get you. So you gotta look at some of those things, and that's what I was able to do. It was like, and we was arguing about it, you know, as kids, like, man, no, you can't name yourself. Man, I name myself what I want. Okay, well, go ahead.
Right.
You know, I turned down $1 million from Jimmy Iovine, you know, and my brother was like, man, we need to take that money and go take over the hood. I'm like, no, man. It was a bad contract. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta look at it. It was a 7-year deal I was signed. I could never use my name no more. Never had no rights to nothing that I had. And I sit down, Jimmy Iovine told me, look, I already got Suge Knight, I got Puffy. If I have you, I got the streets. And I'm like, man, I'll be right back. We'll get something to eat. I never came back. And he told me, he was like, man, you will never sell records in this town. Nobody will never pick you up. And so I started searching, like, how can I make my own deal? Then I started looking up. Michael Jackson was making the most money back then. He was making 22% a record, which that was a lot. Most artists was getting 7%, 14%. And I'm like, man, I gotta get that Michael Jackson money. You know what I'm saying? Being from the hood, I'm like, man, I gotta get that Michael Jackson money. This man on Neverland, on Neverland, whatever. Like, I need something like that. You know, so I'm like, man, 22%, he got all that. So I couldn't get to Michael Jackson, I got to his lawyer. So I'm asking him, give me the game. You know, and y'all gotta go to the OGs, go to the people around, people that had experience, that have been through this stuff already, and get the game from them. I mean, you had to pay for it. I got in the office, you know, and the guy office, he's a lawyer. And he said, man, you get $25,000, I'll talk to you. I'm like, back then in the 90s, $25,000? Boy, look at here. So I'm like, okay, I'll be back. I'm gonna come back, man. I'm gonna come see you, you know. And I come back real humble. Sir, I got my $25,000. Can I hold a conversation with you? And he was like, yeah, well, what you trying to do? So I gave him my money, and he said, you know, the only thing I could see that you could get bigger than Michael Jackson is a distribution deal. I said, distribution deal? What is that? He said, well, you get 85 or 80% of the money, and the record company get like 15 or 20%. He said, but nobody never done that. So I don't think they're going to, but to get that type of deal, you need $200,000 to market your project. I'm like, man, I just gave you $25,000. Tell me I need $200,000.
What you say? I'm in the street. Man, you bordering on that hustle territory.
I'm out there, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, all right, yes, sir. All right, I said, yes, sir. I'm gonna figure this out. So the record companies was coming after me, trying to side ahead. You know, had a white guy come in the hood where I was at. He was like, I told my boy, I said, y'all know him? He said, nah, man, never seen him before. I said, that's the police. That's the police. So I'm like, man, I'm not talking to this dude. I went 2 years, man, I could have did this deal. I'm in the hood 2 years, man, scared of this white guy thinking he the police. And I said, I could have been made it, man. Balls would come up to me and told my little record. I said, bro, the record, man, you should have, what you want, man? Man, I want to, help you do your music. And I said, shit, the only way I can do that, I want a distribution deal. He said, distribution deal? I'm gonna call my boss. So he called the boss, and now, at that time, I think I had like 200 or 300. And so, you know me, I'm just, put me in any hood, anywhere, and just add water, I'm gonna make some money. It's for real. I ain't never been no hater. I ain't never hated, you ain't never heard me hate on nobody. I don't write no beef records or nothing. If I got problems, I go see them, I tell them, man, look, okay, what it is. We have heard, Pete, we have heard.
Yeah, most of
You never heard from me, because I don't even do that. Even if it is a problem, I'm gonna see that man after we handle this, I've been. If he beat me, I beat him, whatever, it's cool. Let's do it. But I ain't gonna be out here, oh man, this and that. That ain't cool. That means you ain't, even like in the streets, all of this for all the hustlers that's out there. Nowhere in the world you could say, oh, I'm a boss, I'm a CEO, and somebody else putting you out. As a family, forget everything else. I figure everything else could leave, everything else could go, but us as brothers, because we'll get into it, but not social media show some stuff for somebody to say something. We'll get into it 5 minutes later, we'll be beating somebody else up in the project. That's just us, being brothers. But the thing is, though, you pass up an opportunity because you're trying. I wouldn't say you're trying, like, for my brother, he ain't trying to be something that he's not, but maybe you're trying to be too much of it. That's what happened. I feel like that's what caught him up. He got too many chances. Like, he didn't commit this crime. I know because how successful I was. They couldn't get me because I changed my life, so they got my brother. That's the truth. And everything that he did to get to where he at now, he went backwards. He went back into the same hood, y'all seen it. You made millions of dollars, you still got a project. Like, who do that? I'm gotta grow. And then they'll tell me, man, you didn't keep it. I'm keeping it real. I'm gonna show you I'm keeping one, some money, some more money. And I'm gonna come back here and help the kids. I ain't, this is where I come from. I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna do my part. If I don't go do this, I can't come back and help the next generation. So they see my report card, I got AIDS, like, you think you smart? I'm like, nah, dog, I'm just studying. That's it. Like, I ain't no different than you. I'm just studying, picking up the book and reading. I look just like you. I'm from the hood, but I'm trying to get out of here. Like, y'all should realize that you want to get out of this situation, not go back. I seen so many of my people die. I could write a list, man. Like, it probably longer than this one. You be like, damn, Pete, that many people that's dead? For real, everybody that knows somebody dead, put your hands up. Look, see? Think about it. We also know why they probably dead. I'm just being honest. So at my brother's funeral, my brother played basketball too. And you guys will see this in my movie. My family was gonna go and talk about, man, your brother was a basketball player, but my brother was a hustler too. So I told the preacher, don't just say the good stuff that got all these younger kids in here. Hopefully this might save them. Say some of the stuff, even to my mom, I'm like, say some of the stuff that we did. And I think that's the stuff that really changed me, to watch my mama stop talking. My mom, she didn't cry, she just stopped talking. So I'm like, I don't want to put this lady through this no more. I need to do something with my life and change my life. The first month, he come out with a dress with Mike. I'm like,
it was downhill from there, Sean. It was downhill.
With me, I'm like, dog, I'm good, man. Like you tripping, man. You should at least let Mike Dicker put the wedding dress on and put the suit on. This don't. I'm like, man, I ain't never hung out with him.
Making no limit look bad.
But not really, because he is his own individual. But, man, why would this dude do this? It makes sense. My checks was coming, I'm like, well, that's cool, dog, but I'm like, I was lost. I was like, dog, you the biggest football player. How did I end up here, dog? And, you know, in the weed smell, like, you from New Orleans, I'm from like, dog, this real around here, man. Man, that man was out there just blowing like, dog, like, you play football? So you gotta look at it, man, like, how you gonna blow all day and play football? So he ended up getting like 14 million, but wanted to play football after he got the money. You know, so he probably knew that. But they won't make it look bad on me because they didn't want me to take over the whole sports business. And that's what they was afraid of. So you gotta look at it, sometimes you're a threat, like we was a threat to have the Heisman Trophy winner and have so many top, they didn't talk about the Derek Andersons, the Ryan Mercers and all that. They just kept folk, we need to get them up out of here. Because we didn't come, like even with Rock Nation, they come in with a team. They come in with a team of them. We did this on us. We did this figuring it out, and we opened the doors for the next generation to be able to do it. So sometimes you just gotta do what you believe in, man. And I feel like we got what we needed out of it, but I wasn't trying to be a sports agent anyway. So I was trying to get me some money, man.
Definitely a trailblazer. You did bring up the movie thing, man. Like, what are the stages right now?
But look, before we go off on the sports, I want to tell y'all too.
Go ahead.
A lot of things with these professional athletes that I see. Why y'all get caught up and talk about you got a financial advisor now? Advisor come when we get some money. Where they at? That's what I be asking. Do business, they'll come and say, oh, I want to invest and do this, but need to call my financial advisor. I say, for what? You ain't got to put this amount of money in stuff. I don't have to get on the phone and say, oh, call my financial advisor and talk to deals. I don't even deal with athletes like that no more, man. It's good. I was reading one Snapchat athlete say, man, the only way I do a deal, this lady you gotta talk to this lady. Where she was at when you was in the project? Where that financial advisor that's gonna put your money, invest your money in Earl, gonna invest your money in the stocks, something that you know you're gonna lose. These guys' money invested in penny stocks, junk bonds. And then and think about it, when it's over with, they're like, well, my money, oh man, we lost. I was looking at Tim Duncan, lost 25 million. Tim Duncan, one of the smartest basketball players I've seen in a long time. I'm like, he lost 25 million and just charged that to the game. Well, then we took $5,000 from each other. We could be able to knock your head off, bro. Think about it. It's sad. Like, that's why I don't mess with athletes no more, man. And then they, you learn them money. Then with like, damn, dog, you gonna give me mine back?
Put you in the club.
See.
Going on a rap, buy a certain thing is huge now.
So let me tell y'all what I'm doing right now with the movie. Straight Outta Compton was a successful movie, and I hope that the Tupac movie be just as successful. And then I'm coming to show the world how the South, where we come from, and what we've been through, the struggle. But my movie is mostly it's a love story, and it's a rag to riches story. It's not going to be a shoot 'em up movie, even though we've been through a lot. But it's going to be a rag to riches story, because when you seen Ice Cube go in the room and he wanted his money and he took the baseball bat. So I dealt with that same guy. But I told the guy, I was like, man, look, my people coming up in the morning to deal with this. He was like, so they called me, everybody's scared, they about to get bulletproof windows at the office. Man, I sent the lawyer in my... The dude was like, I'm so thankful he sent y'all check for $10 million, but it was like, we had to outthank him. I'm like, I don't need to go, like, you owe me money, you gotta pay me. I'm gonna send the right people in there, but he thinking, man, people out there come shoot the place up. Man, I'm not about to shoot nothing up, boy. I love my freedom, I'm out of here. I'm about to send my lawyer and my accountant up in there and do an audit. That's another thing, we don't like to audit them. They audit us all the time. Think about it, if we owe them $10, we getting audited, dog. I tell the basketball player, I say, man, you need to audit the people who writing your credit cards and spending your money. Man, I can't audit that lady I've been with her for 10 years. I'm like, man, they audited us 2 days. Man, let me check this money and see what this right. That's it. And then if it's come out right, you could show love to that person. It's just business. We get caught up in the personal thing instead of the business side of it. So don't be afraid to audit the people behind your money if you got that type of trust in them. You know what I'm saying?
So we're gonna give everybody out the crowd.
Live and last as long as I want through the video games. And so every video game is just like music constantly playing. So I figured out that's the new way for me to be able to spark music through the being the first minority-owned video game company, which is Get Money Video Game.
That's 2018, right?
Yeah.
Dropped 2018.
It took me 6 years to do this. And so when you look at a video game, and I went to a lot of people that's supposed to have been successful that we know. So when he was asking about investment, I had to go prove to these people, because to make a video game, that's 200 million. And I went to a couple of my friends, like you say, you know, pro athletes, man, let's put this video game, everybody put a couple of dollars in, let's do this.
Talk to my financial advisor.
Talk to my financial advisor. So I'm like, okay, but a video game, you can make $10 million off of one game. Grand Theft Auto made $10 billion off of one game. I said, man, I'm in the wrong business, man. You know, even though the number high, it's for me to get out there and go. So, but like I was telling him, I had to be able to invest my own money in something that I believe in, to be able to come back and help the next generation. I feel like no video game is giving back, even though it's violent and street, but this is a video game that we're gonna be able to give back to our people, be able to give jobs to our people. The next generation will be able to educate, build schools, off of making that type of money. And it was a risk that I had to take, but I'm like, I've been doing this for 6 years. So that's why I've been quiet, so people will be like, man, what
I picked up the source and I saw your ice cream man ad. I pretty much didn't know where Calio Projects was, but I definitely always wanted to visit.
You want to visit the county? You wouldn't listen.
But I always loved your marketing. Orange jewel case that you have for Ghetto Dough with the pixel graphics. I'm just wondering, like, what do you have No Limit CDs? First of all, they came out and you know you would advertise in the back. So what do you have new?
For me, I'm able to market through television. My show coming out with me and my son, the Growing Up in Hip Hop, I'm able to use that to market all my artists, also the Growing Up in Hip Hop brand, because it's the music culture. And I'm able to market the music inside the television show. So you gotta look at it, that's the next way to being able to market what you do through TV.